think I mentioned before that I honestly live and breathe about prepping. Everything that I do is prepping related. Not because I want to, just because I don't know how to do anything else. And because of my past and my experience in a socialist country, I think it's not fear, but it's a massive precaution of what I see coming. However, the future of prepping, I have to tell you that it's not good. More and more, I see people less interested, especially in prepping now since we have a new president, and they think that things are going to go back to normal, whatever that normal may be. They now believe that nothing will ever happen and everything is going to be fixed just like that. Unfortunately, that is not usually the case. And really, I don't see it happening. But nonetheless, I see more and more prepper channels, not providing content. And I see more and more people saying, I had enough. I have enough. That's it. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. That is concerning, to say the least. Because without content creators putting ourselves out there, trying to wake up more people, well, either more people are going to continue to be asleep, or people are going to not prepare. And that honestly is a huge disservice. Now, in this channel particularly, the growth has been at a snail pace. I think I have put out more content than many other prepper channels out there. And yet our growth has been minuscule, to be honest. Very minuscule. And that concerns me. That concerns me a great deal. It is not because I did not reach out to YouTube and ask, hey, I literally asked that question. Am I shadow banned? Oh, there's no such thing as shadow ban. Okay. I try to, put as much content as possible. Numbers increase, but minuscule. Again, nail pace. I mean, it's like you pouring molasses. That's how slow. And everybody, this is something else that actually is quite concerning, because everyone wants content based on their expectation, not on the creator who's doing it expectation. No, their expectation. So they want you to do it the way that they want to. And that is very frustrating. It's very frustrating because you put your heart up there and you put your work up there for that to be criticized tremendously. And that is not okay at all. Now, in this channel thus far, I have said many times, and I have refused to do sponsors. But it's becoming to that point that it's like, I cannot continue to flip the bill. I really can't. I made a 3-tier members only, and I put pictures and whatnot, and occasionally some videos, but mainly is pictures, of us doing things, outside of, what you guys see. And I put it as low as possible. And you would never believe that I have received emails saying, how dare you ask? Well, nothing is free in this life, and I still have to pay electricity, internet, and all of that. And I cannot continue to flip the bill. I just can't. It's not feasible. It really is not feasible. So, I just want everybody to consider those things. Now, in here, I share quite a bit about my time in Cuba, and people are always very, very happy when I do that, and very receptive. The problem with that is that I am constantly, literally stabbing myself and opening old wounds for you all to benefit from it. So, there is such a thing as, sometimes you just forget and you're done. Me reliving all of those things, opening those wounds all over again, it is not easy. I do it so you guys can understand what is coming our way, That's why I often say, please share a video so we can have more exposure. That way everything can continue to be free and whatnot. But me reopening those wounds does not do well to me at all. The other thing is that I have to spend hours, when I'm going to talk about something, I want to get my facts right. So I spend hours, just reading, making sure that what I'm going to tell you is correct, because it's not just, and I try to incorporate what I know that I have experienced myself with others up there. So I try to do as much research as I can. And that way, if I had not experienced it myself, I'll be like, hey, this is just a possibility. Say several scenarios can happen. And I bring to y'all what I know about emergency management, because I do have a degree in emergency management. So I do come to you. I don't practice it, but I do come to you with that knowledge. So keep those things in mind. And I'm saying all of this because I have to bring it to what I do for the community. And the community do a lot more for me than what I do for the community, because the community is here supporting me. So I want to be very upfront with y'all. The community that we have is one of the best communities that I have ever come across. Yes, we do get trolls from time to time, and I try to eliminate them as soon as possible. It's like bad weeds or something like that. But with that and the creation of that great community, we have alienated ourselves a little bit too. My analytics show that the majority of people here are above 40. And if you here and you're above 40, you pretty much well off. So all you're doing is sitting down and listening and probably incorporating a couple of things here and there. But those younger people are the ones who we need to wake up as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? So I try to cater to that group as well, because those are the future. Those folks are the future. Those are the ones who are having more babies right now, who are trying to get into a house. They just don't know. They have been indoctrinated into the system and whatnot because of schools and whatnot. So I try to, as much as possible, as to share real life experience to the cause of my own detriment. It's detrimental for me, but I still do it because I need people to wake up. I always say that I do this, because I'm selfish, because I do not want to deal with unprepared people doing an shtf or a collapse. And that remains true. I do this for my own benefit, not just for y'all's benefit, for my own benefit as well. I want every single person in America to be as prepared as possible, no matter what. I want no one in this world to go through the same things that I went through in Cuba. No one. I wish that on nobody. Unfortunately, the society that we live nowadays, self-indulging, they just need instant gratification. They don't see it. So I will say this for all of you. When I ask you all, and thank you for those of you who share our videos, but when I ask you to share our videos, there's two main things in here. The more numbers, the better off we're going to be, because we're going to be able to wake up as many people as possible. And second, it helps the channel. It tremendously helps the channel. Understand that no matter what, everything costs. So if you want the channel to remain free to everybody, do you want the channel not to be having sponsors and me having to say, I hear the video comes from blah, 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 blah. Sharing is the only way that we can make this happen. Now, the other thing that I wanna talk about is the fantasy preppers that are up there in reality. There's this whole thing of, I imagine that I'm gonna grab my rifle and just hit for the hills, and I'm gonna survive weeks upon end, and everything's gonna be fine. That's not the way things work. That is not the way things work. I'm telling you this because I love being outside. I love being in the woods. Any time that I get, I try to be up there. I train a good amount, especially during summertime. There's no weekend that I'm not out there with the family. I try to sharpen my skills as much as possible. And I'm telling you, every time that I come across these fantasies and this people, they're good entertainment. I'm not gonna lie that I do watch them because they're good entertainment, but that is it. But the problem is that people make their plans based on that entertainment, based on movies, based on books, and they truly do ignore those who come in front of you and tell you, hey, this is real life, it's grim, it's ugly, it's disgusting, this is how it's gonna be. They ignore us. Why? Because we are no fun. You see what I'm saying? We are no fun because, you're just being grim and whatnot. The problem is, the life does not care about your feelings. Mother Nature does not care whether you are prepared or not. Government wants to control you no matter what. Don't matter who is in power. For the government to be government, they need to control you as much as possible. Some control you more, some control you less, but they control you. And you will take that to your grave. I'm telling you, they control you. Plain and simple. So I just want to get this video up there. There is a lot of things that I have to go through. And especially when I do these videos about Cuba and whatnot, the things that I share, they do a lot of harm towards me. The whole saying like, the more you talk about it, the better you. That's not the case. It is not the case. It does a lot of harm to me. And a lot of times I can't sleep well, because I have to relive all of those things. I still do it because I think that I am nothing in comparison to the things that you will go through if you don't hear the stories, or you need to hear it. So regardless of how I feel, I will share with y'all as much as I'm humanly possible to share. But I will ask you this. Without your help, prepping has no future whatsoever. No future whatsoever. So try to share as much as possible. If you are afraid because you don't want to be, you want to be a great man, but you think that they're watching you, that's too late. They know who you are. They know what IP address you have. They know what you look at. I mean, if you want to test it, just after you watch a video or something, go into Facebook and they're going to be recommending you something that you already watch. So don't be mindful on that. And I want to end it on this. If you stay quiet and you do nothing, you become part of the problem. Because by you staying quiet and doing nothing, you still are making a choice. You are making a choice of letting them dictate what you think and what you should be doing by you not doing anything. So there's always an action even when you're not making the action yourself. I personally rather speak my mind and share with others regardless of the consequences. I choose to be free than to be told what to do. That is just me. With that being said, I hope you have a great one. Like I was, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one.